you are still awake tonight. Maybe it was not an accident that you found this video. Maybe your body feels tired, but your mind still refuses to rest. And perhaps there are thoughts you have been carrying all day long. Quiet worries, heavy emotions, questions about tomorrow. The kind of thoughts that become louder at night. But listen carefully. The Bible says in Psalm 4:8, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." In peace, not when everything is perfect, not when every problem disappears. In peace, because sometimes God does not immediately change the situation around you, but He gently calms the storm inside you. And maybe tonight, that is what your heart truly needs. Not pressure, not fear, just peace. My child, I know this world can feel exhausting sometimes. I know there are days when you smile in front of others, while quietly carrying pain inside. I know there are nights when your mind keeps running, even when your body wants to sleep. And still, you are not alone tonight. Psalm 23 says, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." Notice something beautiful about that verse. God never promised that life would be free from valleys, but He did promise that you would never walk through them alone. Maybe you've been trying to stay strong for too long. Maybe you've been carrying responsibilities that nobody sees. Maybe you have been overthinking everything lately, wondering, will things ever get easier? Will I finally feel peace again? Will tomorrow be better? And perhaps, part of you is tired of pretending that everything is okay. But listen to this carefully tonight. God is not disappointed in you because you are tired. He understands the weight you carry. He sees every silent battle, every hidden tear, every anxious thought, every moment you felt overwhelmed. And still, His presence remains beside you. Jesus said in Matthew 11:28, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Rest. What a beautiful promise, because the world constantly tells you to do more, be more, carry more. But Jesus speaks differently. He offers rest for the soul. So tonight, for a few moments, let your heart slow down. Breathe slowly, very slowly. You do not need to solve your entire future tonight. You do not need to carry tomorrow in your hands. Some burdens become lighter after rest, and sometimes God gives peace before He gives answers. My child, there are things you do not understand right now, and that uncertainty can feel frightening. But not every unanswered question is a sign that God has abandoned you. Sometimes, He is working quietly in ways you cannot yet see, like seeds growing beneath the ground before anyone notices life appearing. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God." Fear not, not because life is always easy, but because even in difficult seasons, God remains near. And maybe tonight, you needed to hear that more than anything else, that you are still loved, still seen, still cared for, even in your tiredness, even in your uncertainty, even in the nights where your faith feels small. Because faith is not always loud. Sometimes faith is simply whispering, "God, please stay close tonight." And He will. The book of Psalms is filled with moments of fear, exhaustion, and waiting. David cried out to God many times in the darkness, not because he lacked faith, but because he was human. And perhaps that is comforting to remember. You do not have to be perfect to speak with God. You do not need polished words. You do not need to hide your emotions from Him. He already understands your heart. Psalm 46 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still. There is something deeply healing about stillness. The world moves so fast. Your thoughts move fast. Your worries move fast. But sometimes healing begins when the soul becomes quiet again. Maybe tonight is one of those moments. Maybe this is your moment to stop carrying everything for a little while, to breathe, to let your shoulders relax, to remember that you were never meant to hold the entire world alone. My child, there is peace available for you tonight, not because every problem has disappeared, but because God is still present in the middle of them. And perhaps that is the mystery many people forget. God often speaks most gently during quiet nights, in silence, in stillness, in moments where the heart finally slows down enough to listen. Psalm 121 says, "He who watches over you will neither slumber nor sleep." While you rest tonight, God continues watching over you. While your mind slowly becomes quiet, His presence remains near. While this room grows silent, He is still here. So, let your breathing slow down now. Let the tension leave your body little by little. You do not need to fight every thought. You do not need to fear every uncertainty. Tonight, simply rest. Father, bring peace to the person listening right now. Calm every anxious thought. Bring rest to every exhausted heart. Let your presence fill this room with peace. And if someone listening tonight feels lonely, remind them that they are not forgotten. If someone feels afraid of the future, remind them that you are already there. If someone feels emotionally tired, hold them gently tonight. And little by little, let peace replace fear. Let stillness replace anxiety. Let hope quietly return again. My child, there are some things you cannot control. Some answers will take time. Some doors will open later than expected. But tonight, you do not need to have everything figured out. Tonight, you only need to rest. Because even now, God is still writing your story. Even now, He is still walking beside you. Even now, there is hope ahead of you that you cannot fully see yet. So close your eyes slowly tonight and remember these words. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are deeply loved by God. And even in the middle of difficult nights, His peace can still reach you. Sleep peacefully tonight and trust that God is still near, even in the silence.